Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome to our very special first time Christmas story time with myself and our wonderful friend, Cherilyn Matthews. I don't know about you, but I'm so excited about the story time today. I'm excited that we're able to do this. Welcome to all of our new friends, all of our old friends that are here with us every week. And, this is a different day than we normally do it, but let's celebrate the holidays. Let's celebrate Christmas and any other holiday that you celebrate. And I'm so excited that I'm going to get to bring my wonderful friend on here who is going to be sharing a story with you today, one of our favorite Christmas stories. Let's welcome Miss Cherilyn Matthews. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh my gosh, you look so familiar. Like you're from this wonderful land of who?
Where could it be? Where could it be? What about Whoville?
I love it. I love it. You look so wonderful.
And
How
I'm jingling all over the place.
are you're jingle jangling? I'm clicking and you're jingling. I love it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Was Santa good to you this year?
He was always so good to me. I hope I was good enough this year, but I think he did a good job for me. I got lots of love. I love it. I love it.
He was very good to me as well, so I'm very excited.
That's so awesome. And I hope all of you watching had a wonderful Christmas morning and were able to spend time with your family. I know this year has been so different with COVID, but we are going to celebrate the holidays with you virtually. And Cherilyn, you're all the way across the other side of the county or counties from me. And we're just going to spend time together virtually for a little while today. And I hear you have a story for us today.
I do have a story, and it's one of my favorite stories, if you can't tell.
I cannot wait. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop off here and I'm going to
Okay.
write the story to everybody.
All right, I can't wait.
And I'll see you in a couple minutes.
All righty. Hi guys, again, I'm Cherilyn Matthews. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope Santa brought you lots of stuff. But I want to read a story to you today, and like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's actually my favorite Christmas story, and it is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The book's kind of shiny. Hold on. Oh, you can't really see it. There we go. How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Suess. Okay, so let's just dive right into it because I get really excited. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. And then look, there he is, just standing up there, just mad about life. He does not have the holiday spirit. Hopefully he'll get there. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their little town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, oh, the noise. The noise, the noise, the noise, the noise. That's one thing that he hated. The noise, the noise, the noise, the noise. And look at all the Whos. Just excited about life, honey. Look at all their Christmas toys. There's their tree. Look at them banging on the drums, making all kind of racket. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. Look at him. Look at all that food. Anybody else's Christmas look like this? It's a good time, right? That's one of my favorite parts of Christmas. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Look at him singing. And the Grinch is not a fan. No, he's not. Let's see what happens next. Then the Grinch got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderfully awful idea. He's smiling now. Wait, where is it? There we go. Look at him. Just look at him. I know just what I'll do, the Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, and then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn to the top of his head. Look at that. Grinchy making a Santa Claus suit. And then look down here with Max, making him carry that big old horn on his head. I feel like we're getting close to stealing Christmas. Then he loaded some bags and some empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched it up to Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up, and the sleigh started down towards the home where the Who's lay snooze in their town. Look at him. And it's taken off for Whoville. Where's Whoville? Down here. There we go. He's headed up. This poor dog. Look at this dog. He looks like he needs a nap. And he's not even doing the hard work yet. That sleigh is empty. All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square. This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Look at that. He's sneaking in there while they're all asleep. What's weird is that I didn't see this ladder on that sleigh earlier when he was coming into town, so I don't know where he got that. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace, flew. Where the little Who stockings all hung in a row, These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Just could you imagine sitting in your living room eating some milk and cookies, and then that thing jumps out of your freaking fireplace? That'd be weird, right? All the Christmas decorations. And look how they're all in there asleep. The pages are stuck. Hold. Technical difficulty. There we go. Then he slithered and he slunk, while a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates and drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. Then he stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all of the bags one by one up the chimney. Look at him just stealing everything. That's sad. Look, they're still in their sleep. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. I don't know if you've had Who hash, but it's delightful. Here in Whoville, it's the bees and knees. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee, and now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. Look, only thing left is that poor little tree, and he's about to cram it up the chimney. This is my favorite part, because this is the part where I come in. And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove, when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. I'm a little older than 2 now, just slightly. But this, like I said, this is my favorite part of the book because it's about me. It's where there's an introduction to my character. Yeah, and I play a dramatic role in this book, so I hope you enjoy. So let's get back into it, shall we? Okay, let's do that. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" Look at her. Look how tiny, how little I was. There's the Grinch, and then there's me, looking like a cricket. So tiny, so tiny. Let's see. Oh, and I think I'm in the rest of the book, so get really excited, because I'm excited. But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought of it quick. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied, "there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here." Now, I don't know about y'all, but in this picture here, I don't look very convinced. See, he's being all charming, and here I am like, "What you talking about, Willis?" And his fib fooled the child. I guess he pulled one over on me. Who knew? Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney to stuff that tree up. Look, sent me to bed with a grin on his face, knowing full well what he was about to do. Who does that? This guy, not this guy. Not that's me, but this guy. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, that old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. The one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Look, he took the log, but what's really funny, just hold on for a second, what's really funny, look at the look on this mouse's face. He is so angry. He is not happy. Where is he? There he is. He is not happy at all. It's like, I can't even eat that. I'd be pretty angry too. And I think I'm done. Like, my part in the book is over. Oh, wait, I think I come back in later. We'll figure it out. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who mouses. Look at him. Just tipping his hat. Meanwhile, this poor little mouse over here is just mad. He's like, not even cheese? Come on, man. It was dawn, and all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, their ribbons, their wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings and the trappings. Look at all that. He is packed in there. And look at poor Max. Lord, you know, this dog's gonna need, where is he? There he is. This dog's gonna need some Tylenol when he gets to the house. He's gonna have a little bit of a backache. As you get older, you'll understand. Oh, my pages are stuck again. Hold on. There we go. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Poo-poo to the Who's, he was Grinchishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open for a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo. And I'm sure they will, because you wake up and somebody's robbed you. It's not going to be, you're not going to celebrate. Look at that. And he's got, look at him pushing, just pushing it right off the edge of the mountain. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Let's see what happened. That poor bird, though, is like, oh, let me get out of the way. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Look at that. He looks pretty shocked, doesn't he? Look at Max, looks shocked too. Max is like, I just did all that work and it didn't work. Max doesn't mind Christmas. He actually enjoys Christmas, but he had to pull all that weight and he's a little upset about it. We'll talk about that later. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. Look, they're all happy. This was a good time. We had a good time that morning. It's a little shocking. I was wondering where my bicycle was. But it was fine. We were all together. It was still Christmas. So we all got up and sang at 7 a.m. like you do. I don't know why people do that, but the Who's, we do this kind of stuff all the time. Okay. Of course, I'm getting to the last page and I can't get the page to turn. Here we go. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. And the Grinch thought of something he had not before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means just a little bit more. Now who's looking sad, Grinchy? Mm-hmm. Gotta think about it. And Max is like, man, I tried to tell you this last night, but you didn't listen. And what happened then, well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. That's called cardiac arrest, children. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back all the toys and the food for the feast. And he, check it out, he's playing the horn. He got the Christmas spirit at the last minute, but at least he found it. Hold on. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. And then this was delightful, guys. I got that bow when I was 2. That's actually what one of my Christmas presents was that he took. But he brought it back, so it's fine. It's fine. No hostile feelings or anything like that. But look at us eating that roast beast. It was a good time. I so hope that you guys enjoyed me reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. And I hope now it'll be one of yours. So let's bring Mama back in.
I love it. I love
Did you enjoy it, Mama?
Your story. I love how you included your little pieces there of your experience. You know, that's the way it should be.
Flashbacks. It's been a little while. I was 2 at the time, but
you're just a couple years older now. But that's all right. That's all right. I'm so glad you read that story. I really hope everyone else did. And yeah, this was so great. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. And Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas, everybody. And let us know in the comments and on Rose Dynasty's page what Santa Claus brought you this year.
Absolutely. We would love to hear it. And we would love to hear that you're all being safe and having a great holiday with your family. So
absolutely. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's about. Carrying on that Christmas magic. Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much, Cherilyn. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff, Rose Dynasty Foundation. And there is a Cash App Venmo down there if you'd like to give a little bit toward the foundation. We're doing great things. It's all down there. It's all down there. See my nails?
It's all down here.
My Christmas nails. Yeah. Christmas nails. I love it. All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. We will see you all really soon. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Bye.